All right, so good morning. You have your band and you have about a 10-inch loop in it. That's a little wider, whether it's a single loop or a double loop. And you can just kind of set that off to the side for just a quick moment. We're going to roll those shoulders up, back and down, get a rounding through the upper back and then an opening. Start to get your whole torso involved. Open, squeeze, round it, bend those knees. Couple more times, maybe even step it out so you can get a bigger range of motion. And then squeeze, hands on your knees, roll through cat, actually on your thighs, I just wanted to rhyme. Tailbone extends, round it under. So going through cat and cow with support. And then press over to one side, cat and cow to that side. And then go the other way. And then center, abs in, big deep breath in, relax it down, and everything comes back to center. So you're going to need a little bit of space for this first move. You are going to take that loop, again, whether you've singled it or doubled it up, move over to one side, put that loop up mid-thigh, and if you have a long tail like that, you can just kind of hang on to it. All right, so widen your stance so you can feel a little tension, bend your knees gently, and then take a step further away, slide the foot just halfway in, and step and slide, and step and slide. So you want to keep those feet nice and wide the whole time. When you come to the end of your range, when you have no more space in your living room, then go the other way. You should already start to feel this on the outside of those hips, outer thigh. And again, just trying to keep tension the whole time. Really good for those muscles that help keep our alignment, keep our knees in good position. And the other way again, whenever you reach your end. We're almost done. Good, now walk your way back to center, stay on your right foot, left leg. We're gonna work that just a little more, so turn the toes in, leg lifts, abs in, keep going. If you wanted to, if you are holding that tail, just for the heck of it, you could add a little bicep if you want. Almost there. Good, and then we'll swing it, and we're gonna go the other way, other leg, little bicep if you want, toes turned in. And relax. Oh, right, go ahead and slip that off so we can stretch that out a little bit. Left leg over your right, hips go to the left, arms to the right, or arm to the right, and then pivot just a little bit, give yourself a slightly wider stance, support, roll through cat, inhale through cow, and really stick that tailbone out and straighten the leg and see if you can get a little extra stretch. Lift that left arm up, reach up and over, and come down. And then right leg over left, hips go right, arm goes left. Widen the stance just a little, roll through a cat and a cow. Support yourself, push that hip back, right arm up, and lift yourself up. Woo, roll those shoulders up, back and down, abs in, and we're gonna grab that band. I'm coming down to a seated position now. Feet on the ground. We're going to take that loop around our thighs again. This is just going to create just a little awareness. I don't want to overwork those outer thighs because those outer hips can get pretty tight pretty easily. So just put that knot where it's kind of not in your way. Okay. And then walk your feet. They'll probably be a little further apart than usual, just so you have that awareness. Abs in, growing tall. Hands out, shoulders back and down. Exhale, hinge back for your roll down. Keep a little extra pressure on those outer edges. Exhale, come back up. Inhale. Exhale, hinge back, press open, lower your hands, come up. Good. Inhaling at the top, exhaling to move, pressing open at the back, and back up again. Inhaling, exhaling, hinge, pressing open, and just keep that going for me. And then on this last one, we're gonna hinge back, just not quite as far, abs in, give yourself a little teeny fingertip support, shoulders out of your ears, ribs down, press open, 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 open. 3, 2, 1, hug those knees in, you're gonna keep that band, little rock side to side, arms into a T position, and let's drop the knees to either side for a twist. And then back up through center, other direction for a twist. Now, roll onto that same side. If you're facing away, feel free to come back and face me. So now we're stacked up ready for our plan. Take your top hand, create a little mouse house, and then pivot your toes apart, heels together, abs in, lining up hip, knees, and ankles, and then pivot so you have tension on the band. Keep that width, and then press a little further open and a little further. A little more, a little more, a little more. So we're keeping tension the whole time. Beautiful. Close the knees, lift the heels, open again, keep that gap and press open. And relax. Ooh, press on up. Let's just flip right over to the other side, please. Stacking your hips and your knees. Abs in, waistline lifted, heels together, toes apart, pivot open, and then press more from there. And then we'll bring the heels up in the air and press open. And relax. All right, let's go ahead, slide those bands off for now, give those hips a little break for now. All right, and as we roll back over onto our spine, you're gonna keep that loop over one foot. Now, if you're okay having just that loop, that's fine. If that feels a little uncomfortable for you, if you're worried about your foot slipping out, then double loop it. And then grab the band with that same hand. Shoulder blade is lifted off the ground, so retract the shoulder blade with a straight arm. Let it lift, retract down. Lift, retract down 2 more times, lift it up, retract it down, lift it up, retract it down, nail that shoulder blade in place. If you want to, slip your hand a little higher and we'll go into our leg circles. With the other hand, you're going to keep it on your hip to see that there's no movement. Remember, you circle in one direction on an inhale, finish on the exhale, then go the other way. Try to keep the shoulder back and down, making those circles bigger if you want. Stretch the opposite leg out on the ground and flex through that heel if you'd like. And then we'll bend that knee in. and grab the loop around the other foot. First leg is, foot is flat on the ground. We're gonna do that shoulder retraction, so my arm is straight. I pull back and down, back and down. And then hanging on to that band with the shoulder down, start your circles, inhaling in one direction and exhale to finish, and then go the other way. Again, this is about keeping your hips nice and quiet as you do this. If you'd like to, straighten the other leg out on the ground. All right, as you come back to center, you're just going to try and tuck both feet in that loop. And then hands, you're just going to kind of choke up on that band. Once again, shoulder retraction. Arms straight, shoulders pressed back and down. All right, pull the abs in, flatten the ribs. Slowly lower those legs forward. When you get to that place, you feel the low back's going to lift up, pause, come back up again. So you're assisting with your hands. Try not to let them do all the work. But it does allow you to improve your form. Remember on this exercise, this is all about keeping that low back the same distance from the ground, keeping it consistent, keeping those abs nice and flat. Last one, find your strongest position. Hover there, lift it 1 inch, hover there, come up an inch and hover. One more time, up and hover. Ooh, and hug those knees in, and let's detach that band for now. All right, arms overhead, legs stretch it out, take a break. And while your arms are overhead, take them through that loop. Turn your palms to face outward, right? And then just bring those hands above you for just a second, bend the elbows and press out. So a little bit of tricep work just to show you where we're headed with this. If that bugs you, you can certainly press straight ahead. I like pressing out, you get that medial tricep a little bit. And then we're going to bend our knees. We're going to take those arms overhead, bend the elbows as you get overhead, straighten them and come right above you. And when those arms go overhead, remember this is about keeping those ribs down. So it feels like tricep work, but you should also feel your abs when your arms go overhead. You can also just do an isometric contraction, pressing out on the band and keeping the arms straight. A little extra work there, totally up to you. And relax completely. Let's give those triceps a moment. So if you want to put your hand up over your head, flip your fingers back towards you. You can play with walking the hand further away or closer. And then the other hand, same thing. And then shake that out. All right. No bands right now. We're just going to do a simple ab prep here. Deep breath in, exhale, roll up, inhale, lift those arms, exhale, bring it down. Deep breath in, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, exhale, down. If need be, you can keep your head down. Just slide your fingers up, keep your abs in, reach your arms overhead, find the challenge. You have just 2 more, whatever you're doing. All right, we're gonna bring that band behind your right leg. If you have, oh, my knot went away anyway. Well, that's okay. So if you have the tail of your band, you want to put that behind your hamstring and bring your hands pretty close. And then deep breath in, you're gonna exhale without pushing your leg away like that. You're gonna bring yourself up to your leg. Inhale, exhale, bring it down. So that's where we're starting. Couple of these. And now we're gonna add on. So bring that left leg up in the air, point your toes towards the wall, and lift yourself up to that right leg. And now we're gonna make it a little bit smaller range of motion. I'm gonna lift myself higher, reach through my left toes, come only halfway down. Pull in, halfway down, right? So now instead of single leg stretch, it's single leg pull. So I'm helping lift myself up, using my arms, but again, because I'm helping, I can use better form. Last 2. And last one. Bring it all down. Loop that band behind your left leg, please. Bring that left leg into tabletop. Bring yourself up, trying to keep your knee exactly where it is. So it'd be easy if I, did that if I rolled, but we're going to try to not do that. 2 more. And this is where we add that right leg, extend it up, lift yourself a little higher. As the leg goes, come halfway down. And we're going to relax. We're going to bring that band across your shins and see if that can help you get a deeper low back stretch, possibly. All right, let's go ahead and put the feet on the ground. I'm going to suggest you double up your band at this point. If you still have a knot, you can untie that knot. So I'll give you a moment. And then when you're ready, you're going to take that band, put one hand through the fold and the other holds the loops, or excuse me, the tails, and then put all 10 fingers on the ground. Try to get the back of your waistline on the ground. That's a little challenge. I mean, excuse me, the back of your wrist. Elbows, upper arm, back of the neck. Deep breath in. Exhale, press up without lifting your hands off the ground. So feel your glutes working in your hamstrings. Release just the tiniest bit and then press up again. And press up. And press. And press. And then bring that down. Deep breath in. Take a break. Exhale right back up. Let your hands hover this time, and you're going to press the arms down, but push up as you press down. Up as you down, up as you press down, press up as you push down. Keep going. And relax. All right, you can keep the band folded in half, and you're going to bring that behind your hamstring. So what we just did a minute ago with our single leg pull, we're going to do with both legs. So hands wrapped around those bands, deep breath in, exhale, float yourself up. And once again, we're going to try and see if we can pull ourselves up without doing anything like that with our feet, right? So rolling up, inhaling at the top, and then rolling back down with control. If that's not happening, you just roll to where you can, right? Keep your feet down and then pause at the top, inhale, roll back down. So you got a couple options here. You don't actually have to use a band if you can do roll-ups, but it is going to help you remember your beautiful form. And then next time you roll down, you're gonna come in, you're gonna bring those knees in, and you're gonna choke up on that band nice and close. Bring the knees as close to your chest as you can, and then choke up on the band. Then you're gonna lift your legs tabletop, and you're gonna roll, rocking and rolling. So it should be pretty easy, because you've got that assistance. You could straighten your legs if you want. You can widen and straighten your legs. You can bring the band further down. So this is our rocking. 2 more times, oops. And hold for a moment, and then bend your knees. Let's scoot our hips back. We're gonna lasso the tops of our feet by bringing that band across the tops and then around behind the arches. So go across the tops of both feet and then come in between the arches, and that should allow you to sit nice and tall. Legs might be bent, that's fine. Let's just do a little rowing motion and remember our beautiful posture muscles. Your thumbs can be facing the ceiling, or you can flip your palms so your palms face the ceiling. You can alternate if you want. And then on this next one, pull back and use that pull back to hinge forward. And relax. And sorry, I thought it was a cat sneaking in here. All right, we're gonna unlasso that for now. We are gonna come over into a side plank position. As always, we want to protect the shoulders. You can push it back, lift up out of it, engage those lats, and then take the band. This is going to be a pretty tight movement. So wrap the band around your bottom hand so your hand doesn't have to grip it, right? But it's wrapped around it. Okay. And then whichever side plank you prefer, come on up in that side plank, and then lift that tail and open your chest just a little extra. Come forward a little and open a little forward and a little open. Make sure you have tension on the band so it's challenging your balance a little bit. Gently bring that down. Look and see how much, so I had a lot of tail on the ground. So try and do that same amount on the other side. Wrap the hand so you're not going to have to grip. Shoulder right underneath you, press it back, lift it open, tighten up on that band, have some tension, find how much tension you want or need, open it up, come back a little ways, open and come back. Notice if that bottom hand is lifting up, A, that will throw off your balance, give you more challenge, but B, try to push it back down so you're not winning with that upper arm. And gently bring that down. As you pivot over onto your abs, drape that band across your low back for me, please. Once you're lying down on those abs, straighten the legs, point the toes, get your toenails pointing on the ground, but your kneecaps lifted to engage those quads. Bring your hands just a few inches apart, palms facing the ceiling. In this position, you can see how those shoulders want to roll forward. So the first thing you want to do is engage those posture muscles to lift the shoulders. Drop them, lift them, drop them, lift them, leave them lifted. Stretch the hands apart and away just a little bit. And then deep breath in, exhale, pull the belly button in, stretch the arms down towards your feet, open it a little wider, lift your chest the tiniest bit, but make this more about your shoulders than your low back. And relax, deep breath in, exhale, stretch, reach, lift. and down, deep breath in, exhale, stretch, reach, lift. Continue, inhaling at the top and the bottom, exhaling to move. This time you're going to stay up, see if you can reach a little further and start to bring it a little bit more into the low back, and then relax. Keep your palms facing up, lift your legs up against that band slightly and down. Deep breath in, legs lift and down. If you wanted to, you can apply a little more pressure by putting your hands on the ground. So I'm pushing down with my hands, and now when I lift my legs, I have to push against the band a little more. Relax, because we're going to put those two things together. So I'm going to lift my upper body, and as my upper body comes down, I'm going to lift my lower body and press against the band. Upper body, press the band against the legs as they go up. Alternating upper body and lower body. Upper body, lower. You don't have to come up super high, totally up to you. 2 more. And when you finish that second one, press back, resting position. That was sort of a variation of swan dive. Hands can be by your sides if you prefer. You can make little fists and give yourself extra space. And then as you come up, we'll take that band around behind our shoulders, under our armpits. And then as your hands come forward, you're going to want to have some tension on the band as you make your way down onto your forearms. And already you should feel tension here. You're going to do your best to keep your pinkies on the ground. We want to come out of an arched position by lifting up the belly button and the hips, pre-plank position, and then push against the band. 3, 2, 1. Option to roll onto the tops of your thighs, push against the band. 3, 2, 1. Option to tuck the toes, come back up into your forearm plank and press against the band. And then choose whichever one of these you want. Give me 4 more pushes. And relax. This time we'll just gently windshield wiper those legs side to side. Okay. All right, my favorite bird dog with this. The only problem is it can get kind of crampy on your toes, so we'll do our best here. I'm going to put that band between my left big toe and my second toe, if I have the ability to keep it there. If you don't, you can play with, if you have enough space, you can wrap that band around the toes to make it a little more secure if you need to. And then come up onto your knees, so the band is wrapped around your left toe. Bring that band, as if you're putting on a scarf or something, over to your right shoulder. So right shoulder, left toes, bring everything down. You're going to find a neutral spine. So you're not cat, you're not cow, you're extended, back of the neck is long, and then extend that left leg, feel some tension already, lift and lower. You are welcome to stick with this, but you do have to have some tension so you feel those extensors. Stay there or walk your right hand forward to create a little more tension. And I'm just up on my fingers, or my right hand can come up and balance, or I could lift both up at the same time. And relax. All right, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to wrap or squeeze that band between the right big toe and the second toe, however works best for you. And then again, you're up on your knees, bring that band across your left shoulder. Come on back down, have good tension. Extend that right leg and lift and lower. Option to stay there, or left arm either walks forward or up or down and up with the leg. All right, untangle all that. Come on back, lying down position. Let's take a quick moment. So we're gonna stretch out the right leg and bring the left knee in. Little quick low back stretch. You can move that knee side to side and in and out. And then switch it up, right knee in, left leg extended. All right, so now we go back to what we did earlier, that partial roll up. We're not going to do it exactly how we did, but just a reminder, we had that band behind our hamstrings. We rolled up to where we could and we came back down. All right, so you are always going to have that option. But what I'm going to ask you to do is lasso your feet as we did a minute ago when we did our spine stretch. So the band is going to go across the tops of your feet and then come around behind and in between your arches, right? And then I'm going to put my feet on the ground. I'm going to really choke up on that band. I'm going to try that same thing, a little partial roll up, right? If I can do a full roll up, you can roll all the way up. And so again, you can stay with this. If you're ready for a little more, you're going to lift those legs up instead. And once more, you're really going to want to choke up on the band. I'm going to suggest you put them out on an angle because your goal is to roll up to those legs without letting them lower too much. Right? So I'm coming up to my legs, trying to leave the legs where they are. And next time you're down, you'll remember this from the beginning of class. We lifted our legs up and down, right? That's your next option. Stay with that if you want. Or you could stay with that, but from the balanced position, a little extra challenge. And then finally, you know it's coming. We balance, we lower the upper body and the lower body at the same time. Deep breath in, exhale, we lift them both up, teaser position. Lift those arms, hold for a moment, exhale, bring it all down. If this isn't in your wheelhouse or if it's bugging your back today or anything, feel free to do something different, right? Partial, anything you want. Whatever you're doing, you're going to do 3 more. And then we're all going to try and meet in whatever our up position is. Balancing, if you're in that full teaser, try and bring those legs a little higher, those arms up, stretch, lift, and then woo, untangle all that, and lie back down. Move your band out of the way for a moment and just completely stretch everything out. Take a break. And then from there, just curl up in a little ball, flexing that spine the opposite way. And then let those feet come down to the ground. We're going to take that band, and for our stretch, it's always nice if you're able to put that right foot into the band lengthwise, then we can get a little extra here. So I'm going to reach up with my right hand and pull those toes back. Pretty big stretch already on my foot and my calf. And then hold on to the back of the band. And then I'm going to press the ball of the foot toward the ceiling, and I'm going to point my toes against the resistance of the band. I'm going to pull the toes back and the ball of the foot up, and then my heel goes up. And we do that one more time like this. Ball of the foot and toes, toes back, ball of the foot, heel. And then I'm going to turn that in like a pigeon toe and do that pigeon toed. And then I'm going to turn my foot out and do the same thing, pressing up, pointing the toes, pulling back. And then gently give yourself enough slack that you can put your right elbow on the ground. Let that left leg hang out in space. Inner thigh stretch. If you pull it up towards your face, inner thigh and hamstring. Use that left hand, pull everything back to center. Turn those left toes in. Let's straighten out that left leg. Maybe bring your left elbow to the side and let yourself get a passive outer hip stretch. And bring it all back to center. This time you're going to bend your knee and really choke up on that band a lot. Pulling those toes back, press the toes up, pull them back, press them up, pull them back. And then doing your best, just straighten that leg or however far it'll go. There's a lot going on here. And then gently slide that leg, help it down and take a break. It should feel really good. As you bend your knee, that should bring the band back up to you. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh, pivot open. Grab that left hamstring. Little rock side to side. Maybe get some movement through that left foot. And then cross the right knee all the way over the left. Hug those knees in and over to the left. That's where you can stay. Or left foot on the ground and big twist to the left. Back through center we go. Both feet on the ground. And let's bring that band over our left foot. Again, if you can put that foot in the band nice and parallel, you'll get a little extra. Pull those toes back towards you with your left hand, and then grab the band with your left hand and press the ball of the foot and the toe up, and then the toes and the ball of the foot come back and the heel presses up. Do that a couple times with that foot straight ahead. And then try pigeon-toed. And duck-footed. And then give yourself some slack. Let that left leg hang in space as the left elbow supports, there's supporting it by resting on the ground. The closer it is to your face, the more it becomes a hamstring stretch. Bring it back through center, stretch out the right leg. Turn those toes in. Again, give yourself enough slack that the right elbow can rest. And back through center. Now we're going to bend that knee in nice and close, grab the front and the back of that band. Maybe give yourself a little movement and then try to straighten that leg. Should be kind of challenging. And then guide it gently. Use the band to help gently, gently lower that leg. Then you can let the band go. You don't need it this time. Left ankle crosses right thigh. Drag it on in. Little rock. Right toe toward the ceiling. Bend it. Left leg all the way over the right. Hug them up and over to the right. Stay there or drop to the right. And then meet me on your hands and knees, please. Let's undulate to our cow and roll back in our cat. And then we'll stack everything up, tuck the toes, press yourself up, push the heels down. Wide stance, walk backward, yes, and shake no. Bend the knees, hands on your thighs, roll through cat. Inhale through cow. Big deep breath in. Thank you guys.